too bad. It's not fantastic. It's probably about as good as ours. Guys, come here. Keep your eyes up and looking around. And that's also something you want to avoid. We just flushed a scrub there, and obviously you don't want it to run into the earth. So we're just using this bush as cover. Can you see anything, huh? There. You can see some tusks through the bush there. Again at about 120 feet. Now if the sun shone directly onto us, that elephant would probably see us. But remember that they're looking down a lot of the time at the ground, trying to find something to eat. Now we're going to move to some more cover. There's another one. You can sometimes get closer to elephants if conditions are good. So if you have a very high termite mound, you're on a riverbank or something like that. But in these conditions, 40 meters, 120 feet or so, that's probably about as close as you want to be. Just talking to her. Beautiful. So you really just do get the sense of really wildness, I guess. And it's tinged with a sense of fear because you know that you need to be very careful. But I'm not an adrenaline junkie. Now you see what's happened is the wind has swirled around slightly. And it is blowing towards them. Anyway, we're going to keep trying to stay with these elephants for a bit longer. We're going to go across to Brent. And the one thing that Jean-Andre pointed out is that his nest is also full of electronics, most of which have broken screens.
That is an absolute lie from Jean-Andre. I have not one broken screens, but I do have 4 lions. The two Avoca males and 2 Mpumalanga. So we've just arrived. That young Talamati went flat. See, there's that one very flat male lion over there. And there's one male lion giving us the evil eye over a branch. I can't resist a sneeze. Achoo! Achoo-choo! Isn't that a cool... Just watching us over that branch. That's the dark maned Avoca. And we've got the blonde maned Avoca, and then 2 of the Nkuhuma females. I'm not sure which ones yet. I haven't had a good look at them yet. Standing by. Philemon's dip. So here we go. 2 of the Nkuhumas. So it's a very lion morning today. Shame, that poor little Talamati boy, he got into a Tambuti thicket and just went and went to sleep. Oh, he's a tired kitty. Okay, let's try to see if we can figure out which Nkuhuma females we've got. Paradise Girl says you're going to miss my unusual sneezing. Yes, I tend to sneeze when there's big cats around. I tend to sneeze a bit more. Just trying to see if we get that That one Avoca male just has never quite been relaxed around cars. So he just always gives us that sort of evil. So I get Seb into the gap. You can see he's watching us intently. We're right on the edge of our signal pickup that we might have had. Okay, let's figure out who these Nkohumas are. We all know that.
Crash cut. Sorry about that, everybody. Brent has lost his signal again. I'm not really sure how or why. We're still trying to get another view of our elephants. Oh, there's one. You can see it's rather thick legs sticking out. There we go. They're quite close now. We're going to back off a bit. Let's just get behind some cover here. Also quite close to our boundary, which is so full of vehicles driving up and down at stupid speeds. There's a nice view. A few elephants moving away now because that car was driving past. The wind is better for us now. It's still not ideal, so we're going to keep moving around. But unfortunately we can't go across this road because it is the boundary. Still, not a bad view. Yeah, the wind is not great, so we're not going to go any closer than this. Alright, Brent has managed to find some signals and some lions.
Okay, so we're still with the lions. The boys are sort of getting up, sitting down, not quite ready to go flat. Let's have a look at the blondie, if we can get him. Can you get him there, Seb? He's just looking quite majestic through the thorns. Anthony is wondering, do lions have a season for mating? They do not, Anthony. They can mate throughout the year, whenever a female is in estrus. Now, females will only come into estrus once their cubs have reached adulthood. So normally only around 2 to 3 years old is when they will start mating again, with all their efforts concentrated on raising their little ones. Now, I haven't quite been able to figure out which Nkohuma females we've got just yet, but we do have 2. Not sure who this is. Wow, there's an interesting name, Brent Leo Smith II. I thought there was only one of me. Would like to know, are the Birmingham boys still alive? Very much so, and very happy down south in and around the Sand River. As far as I'm aware, I haven't heard that they've disappeared. In certain parts of the southern sections, they call them the Gari males, but it is the Birmingham boys. And then I think there are some other males further south than that, but I'm not sure. Looking very regal. Okay, this Nkohuma's head's up, Seb. Let's see if we can just try to see who she is. This is the second lioness. Hey, big girl. Now they were, I wonder if these two were with the pride last night or they weren't. I'm not sure. All four of them are looking a mite bit peckish. I wonder what she's, I think, smelling rather than looking at. Every now and then she just lifts her nose a little bit. Test the wind. Now we're just going to have a little lick. Hello, pretty girl. Okay, thank you, Michael, the youngest adult in Kahuma. And then this must be, I almost wonder if this is one of the subbies on the other side of us. So she's just gone right behind us. Let's have a look where she's going. Oh, I'm just going to go plonk over there and use the tree as a rest, maybe. Now, we're going to stick it out here for a bit longer. We're going to go across to Tristan, who is being very rude about my hair earlier, and that's because his is turning white, and he's younger than me, so I don't know what excuse he's got for that, apart from stressing himself out with his OCD.
Your hair resembled a long-crested eagle. I didn't say there was anything wrong with it, or that there was something nasty. But anyway, you can see there's a beautiful, beautiful scene that's unfolding, which is the fact that we found some lions in beautiful, lush green grass, short green grass, and in the accompaniment of two females. Now, I think this particular male is possibly one of the young males from that Chele Boy coalition, I think. I'm not sure. So the other male is the one with the missing, well, half a tail. I think it might be him. And the two females, in all likelihood, are Magoro females. I saw two females not far from here 2 days ago, and so I would fathom a guess that it might be them, and we're right on the Magoro kind of drainage, so it makes sense that it would be them. But clearly he's very intrigued by their presence. He's been doing lots of phlegm and grimacing and scenting and all kinds of other things, and so I wonder if maybe, just maybe, they are not in estrus and he's actually trying to mate with them a little bit. It could very well be the case that he is trying to do that, and so he's kind of in the attention of these two girls. But what interests me about this whole thing and where we are right now is this area is musketeer, or used to be and should be musketeer domain. So this should be where the musketeers hang around. I've seen all of them in this particular area, from Scar to Hunter, Morani. They've all had to hang around this sort of section, and Scar often likes to lie in where we are right now. So I'm surprised that if this male is mating, it is quite an intriguing kind of terminal of events, because you would think that the musketeers would not be very impressed with a young male like this kind of being in the company of females that they have covered many times before. See how the kind of night plays out, because obviously now they'll sort of, not much movement will take place, but the sort of more that they mate and the more noise they make, maybe the musketeers hear it and trying to kind of figure out what's going on. But it's a young male, that's for sure, and it's got a long way to go until he's one of the big boys, and certainly doesn't look anything like what the musketeers look, that's for sure. Isn't it nice on that green grass, the kind of sort of contrast between their tawny coats and the green short grass is perfect. Almost looks like they're on a golf course, these lions. Now, funnily enough, I have actually seen lions on a golf course before, in Kruger Park at Skukuza. There's a golf course there where the lions sometimes hang around. Anna Marie, any sign of Kapuli lately? No. So Manu and David were the last ones to see him. It was just after he had chased these two boys, I think. It was these two boys, hey Manu? Yes, so just after you chased these two boys. And that was basically from where we are now, straight across towards the sort of escarpment. So as the road is pointing, you'll see there's going to be some cars in front of us. But basically in that direction where Manu is pointing now, kind of halfway between us and the escarpment would be roughly where he was last seen. So I'm sure he's around. The other day when we saw those hyenas feeding and jackals and we could hear lions roaring and we didn't find them, I wonder if it wasn't him that was calling, and we just missed him and he was walking along. So I'm sure he's around. I'm sure he's fine. We'll hopefully find him in the next couple of days. Let's try and spend some time sort of looking around for him and seeing if we can maybe get lucky and try and find him milling about. But it's an intriguing story that he has. I still am kind of confused by the whole thing with the two young sausage boys, because he hung around with them. They seemed to have bonded and almost formed like a coalition, and then they split apart and moved away from one another. Now he's more on his own again. It's just a kind of interesting thing, and he's obviously lost the sausages in terms of being able to look after them. He's now, the two old Donyo pike males have moved in there swiftly and have taken that for themselves. Not that he really moved away. It's more the fact that the sausages moved very far to the west, and he can't compete with two big male lions if he's on his own like that, which is also why it intrigues me that he left or chased or whatever happened with the two young sausage tree boys, because they seemed as though they were quite well bonded when I left. I mean, they were hanging around together all over the place, and then all of a sudden things changed. So it's an interesting kind of thing. I'm just going to move slightly for Manu, just so that we've got a slightly better kind of viewpoint. But you can see how wet it is. It must have rained a lot here last night. We came along the sort of river road, and the whole place just looks like one big marsh, and it was completely dry a few days ago, so it was not looking anything like it does now, and you can see there's just water absolutely everywhere. So things are a bit tricky at the moment in terms of checking certain roads, which is going to make finding the likes of Kupuli quite tough, because he's generally not on the big main roads. Often see him on the kind of salt lick areas where those small roads kind of run, and those will be almost undrivable at this stage with the rain that we've just had. So we'll have to wait hopefully for a few days of no rain for those to all dry out again, to be able to kind of get around properly once more. It seems as though that's the kind of way that it's going to be for me in the Maras. Every time I come here it rains, so if they need rain, I think I should come here. Good, now we'll sit here for a while. Let's see if we do get any mating action. While we sit here though, let's send you back across to Brent, who's also in the company of two Nkuhuma females, and I think there's two boys there as well.
Yes, well, the ladies have decided to rest under the same tree, and thank you to Michael. It is the youngest adult Nkuhuma and the ridge-nosed female that are with the Avoca males for now. They look like they're sort of planning an escape from the boys. Hey girls. I heard that as well, girls. I heard an impala alarming quite far away behind us. Just in the distance. No, I'm not an impala. Don't look at me like that. Yeah. Front leg crossing back leg. Impala alarming again. And I know it's not that Talamati male. Liz in Wisconsin says they look like bookends. I suppose if that's the case, Liz, then the red bush willow in between is the book. Let's see if that impala alarms again. I wonder, maybe there's a leopard around as well. And she's looking quite intently. I mean, it's definitely too far away for her to be able to actually see whatever is being alarmed at. Sounds like just above Chitwa Dam. I'm just listening carefully now. It sounds like only one impala alarming. Well, now she's testing the wind, seeing if she can smell anything. Fahrenheit girl says she loves their eyelashes. Yes, isn't that beautiful? Oof, look at that. Claws coming out there ever so briefly.